wagon. What had seemed like a lot in the wagon felt like very little in the empty rooms. They set the trunk from Norway under the window at the opposite end of the hall from the stairs and laid out the boys' pallets and bedding in the room beside Signe and Runa's. "More?" Leif called from downstairs. "We got the beans picked and snapped. Tante Gerd said to tell you that Kirsten is missing you." The two women left their cleaning bucket and returned to the other house to help get the beans on to can and make sure Kirsten didn't get to the screaming stage, something she rarely did, but when she did, the whole township might hear her. Kirsten was back to her happy self. The boiler of beans was steaming, and Signe was packing beans in more jars when Gerd called a halt for dinner. "The bed is finished," Runa said as they sat down to eat. "I was hoping to have the others made by now, too, but you are still doing the finish work inside and outside at the house." Gerd gave him a stern look. "Be careful you don't get obsessed with finishing the house, like Einar did with felling trees." All of them stared at Gerd. Nilda made sure she closed her mouth. Tante Gerd Strand did not say a whole lot, but when she did, the wisdom she'd kept in hiding peeked out. Since her husband Einar had died so suddenly about 6 weeks earlier, she had become a different woman, one none of them realized had been inside her. "Tack for the reminder, Tante Gerd," Runa said while nodding. "I guess all the things I wanted to get done before the housewarming might be good to do, but aren't necessary." Nilda glanced at the loaves of bread rising in the pans. There were beans in jars on the stove, beans ready to cook with bacon tomorrow for the party, and a haunch of smoked venison waiting to be put in the oven in the morning. "This afternoon, I think you need to take a nap with Kirsten, Tante Gerd. You've been pushing as hard, if not harder, than the rest of us," Signe said gently. "We've never had a party at this place before. It's about time." A faraway look crept over Gerd's face. "I always dreamed of having neighbors come to our house to visit together like we did at home. But at first Einar and I were working too hard, and then—" Her voice drifted off. She heaved a sigh and nodded. The look floated on by. "But now is different." They all watched her while they ate. She nodded more firmly. "Now I can start over again." The silence lengthened, as if no one even wanted to breathe. They were so focused on her. Kirsten set her chair to rocking and babbled at her fingers. Leif turned to Tante Gerd sitting beside him. "And we can have a party with lots of good food. And music and dancing." Ivar nudged his brother. "Maybe even your far will dance," he said to the boys. "He always said he had 2 left feet and they liked to trip each other." "Do you know how to dance?" Leif asked Tante Gerd. She nodded. "I used to. If I try, will you dance with me?" "If you teach me how." She held out her hand. "Deal." They shook. "Deal." Leif gave a little bounce on his chair. "This is going to be a real good party." "I just hope people aren't afraid to come," thought Nilda. Einar had made many enemies. In fact, just about no one liked the Strands. Nilda prayed that would change soon. She was careful to keep any doubt from her face. Sometimes memories were hard to dispel. That evening, after the chores and supper were done and the lightning bugs were starting to twinkle in the dusk, the boys were raking around the new house while the adults enjoyed a last cup of coffee on the porch of the old house. "Tante Gerd, Signe and I have made a decision, and we hope you will agree with us," Runa said. Gerd paused, playing with Kirsten. "What might that be?" "We would like you to come live with us in the new house. You would have the bedroom off the kitchen, so you needn't climb the stairs, and, well, this is just what we would like to do." "We think it would be easier," Signe added softly, "and better." But that's your house."